Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again. Today this is CN on the screen. You're watching CN Great Counsels and Forex Trade. Let me just take on a trade before we continue. I'm gonna take on two more trades before we continue. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tell you the reason why I took this trade as we continue. Okay, now you're welcome back to my channel once again, and in today's video I'm just going to be giving you another wonderful, powerful strategy that you can use to make profit, make money without limit if you stick to the instructions, if you adhere to the instruction, and then trade with patience, right? I'm going to be giving you the conditions. I'm going to be giving you the settings to this strategy. Just three indicators, okay, on the main chart. You don't need any other thing. So before we do that, before I give you the setting to this strategy, I'd like you to just take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below if you've not done so, and then turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you will be notified. I always tell you guys, it doesn't take you anything extra to do so. I discovered that many people who are viewers on this channel, they are not subscribers to the channel, and then it's not really nice. You can't be getting values and then you are not subscribing. Okay, it's just a way of encouraging us so that we will know that we are giving out values, right? So kindly do that right away, and don't always forget to share our contents, share our videos, our strategies, our counsels, our tips, our secrets to other traders out there who have been struggling to make profits from the financial markets. Okay, do good to share with them, and also whenever you find values in our contents, give it a thumbs up, because it helps us with the algorithm of YouTube so that we'll have more recommendations to people who trade these kind of assets, right? And please, I always advise you leave your decent comment in the comment section of every video. Okay, I respond to virtually all the comments except those ones that I feel they are not so nice and they are not worth responding. Those are the ones, in fact, I respond to virtually all the comments. So leave your decent comment in the comment section below. Remember, I said decent comments, right? In the comment section below. Tell us the kind of videos you want us to do. Give us your testimonies of how you've been using our strategies, our tips, our teachings to make money and then get better in your trading career, get better financially, help your families and all that. I'm very glad for the testimony I've been getting. In fact, the last video I made on ADX Bomber, I've got tons and tons of testimonies, people flipping accounts with the strategy, and it's so amazing. But this is another powerful one that's gonna be life-changing as well. So let's just get into the strategy and the setting right away before I come back to the chart. I'm going to be giving you 2 or 3 different ways you can trade with this strategy, and I missed the entry on M1, okay, and this signal now, okay, the first trades I took and even the second one, I'm taking the signal from M5, okay, and I'm looking at a kind of alignment on M15 as well. And one might be wondering, okay, why did you enter this trade and it just spiked, okay? And one might be looking at this support level as a strong one. Yes, it is a strong one, but I have something that is guiding me, and of course if I want to exit the first trade I took, I can simply do that. And I'm going to be giving you the reason why I entered this second one, okay? But then let's go to the setting. Now you can ignore this, please. Ignore this, ignore the whole of this. Okay, we're looking at the main chart. This is still the setting for the ADX Bomber. This is setting for the ADX Bomber, right? It's still there, and of course there's another strategy that is incorporated there as well, but we're looking at this place right now. So I have basically 4 indicators on that in main chart, okay, but of course my fractal is permanently there. Okay, so what we're looking at is the 3 moving averages that are on the main chart, and the first one, okay, we have 3 moving averages. This is 1, this is 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to be clicking on them one after the other. The first one is moving average period 200, and then the shift is 0, method is exponential, you apply to close, and the style is 3 pixels, color is gold. Please take note of the colors, make use of the color I'm giving you. And then the second one is moving average period 35, shift is 0, method is exponential, you apply it to close, the style is 3 pixels, color is purple, you click done. And the last one, okay, is still moving average period 14, shift is 0, method is exponential, you apply to close, then the style is 3 pixels, color is black. Okay, but if you are using a black background, you can choose any other color that will be visible other than black. Okay, my background, the background of my chart is white, which is why I'm using black. So after that, you click done. So yes, you should be able to have something like this of 3 different colors right on your main chart. So how do you trade with this strategy? That's gonna be powerful. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, let's start from M1. Okay, now you can trade with this strategy from M1 to M15. You can take your signals from there. Okay, now first off, you are looking at the 35 period moving average and 14 period moving average crossing. This is boom 500. You can see this is boom 500. Okay, you can be on boom 1000, boom 300, crash 1000, crash 300, crash 500, but I recommend you trade with it more on boom and crash 1500 indices, right? But you can still trade with it on 300 indices, but of course, you know, those 300 pairs are extremely volatile. Okay, now you are looking at, for boom, you are looking at the 2 other moving averages. That's talking about moving average period 35, that is the purple, and then moving average period 14, the black, crossing the moving average period 200 from up downwards, just as you can see. I want to quickly show you what I mean by that. Okay, here is it, right? Okay, just crossed it here, just as you can see. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now whenever there is such cross, and especially if price is still at the overbought level. Now let me quickly say this before we continue. You are using this zoom level for this strategy, zoom level 2. When you zoom out completely like this, okay, then you zoom in once, just once. This is zoom level 2. Okay, for those of you that will still be asking maybe very much later, it shows that you skip videos a lot, right? So zoom level 2, and of course your chart has to be, this is the position of your chart, this is the position of your chart, this dollar sign, this is the position of your chart. Okay, so when you're looking at the crossing, you have to always look at that place, okay, because that's where the most current market position will be, right? Okay, that's settled. Now this is the first way you are going to be trading with this strategy. Number one, you are looking for this kind of crossing whereby the 2 moving averages period 35 and 14 would have crossed the yellow or the gold moving average period 200 downwards. As soon as it crosses downwards, and then in most cases, if price is still at the overbought level, okay, how do you know? If you look at these price calibrations, okay, if at that point that it crosses is still at or below, is still at or above the 7th calibration, irrespective of the number of calibration you have on your phone. Mine is 14, just as you can see. Okay, let me quickly count. let me quickly count. Mine is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Mine is 14. Now yours might be above 14, maybe 18, 16, 20 or so, right? But irrespective of the number of calibration, if at the point of crossing the market is still at or above the seventh one, if you're counting from up down, you're counting from up down. Okay, you're going to be counting from up down for boom. Then for crash, you're counting from down up. Okay, you're going to be counting from up down. Okay, if at the point of that crossing, okay, just as you can see this one now, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, if at the point of crossing is still at or above the seventh calibration, then that is the first confirmation. Now, when are you going to take your entry? After the crossing, you'll be waiting for a spike that will retest, that will come to retest the moving average period 14 and period 35. Okay, now in most cases, price retests and then spikes above the black moving average, but then it doesn't get above the purple moving average. Okay, now if both price and of course the two moving averages are below the golden moving averages, okay, then you are waiting for a retest on the black moving average, that is the period 14, and then the purple period 35. At that retest, as soon as there is a spike that retests, and as long as it doesn't spike above the yellow moving average, then take your entry. Take your entry for a sell, and then you ride the trade irrespective of how it retests. Okay, you ride the trade until you have, you would have still been on the trade. Okay, assuming you entered using the signal from 1 minute time frame, this would have been your entry. Just take a look at it here. Let me quickly show you. Now, the two moving averages cross down, and then price also cross down, and then after a while it spiked, and then you can see the retest. You can see the retest. This is the retest on this moving average. Okay, it did not spike to the purple one. It continued. It came back and retested again. It continued. It came back and retested. Okay, it continued, but this retesting crossed this. Okay, now in as much as it did not get to the yellow and it did not cross it, you are still on the trade. Okay, when are you supposed to exit? You are exiting only when there is a spike that cuts across the yellow moving average, right? So this is supposed to be your entry, the first entry. Assuming you miss this, this is the second retesting. You would have entered here. And where is your stop loss going to be? Above the yellow moving average. Assuming you entered here, your stop loss would have been here. Assuming you entered here, your stop loss would have still been here. And then you are riding the trade down, down, down. Remember that your TP, I said, is when there is a spike. If there is a spike now that will cut above this place and then touching this yellow moving average, then that is if the signal that I took was from M1. Of course, if I had entered from M1, my entry would have been far above here. So even if there is a spike that will cut to this point, I would have still been in profit, and then I will exit immediately. But then my entry now is not from M1. I did not take my entry from M1, which is why if I'm going to place stop loss on this trade now, my stop loss is going to be here. My stop loss is going to be here above the yellow moving average. And this is exactly where the cutting took place on M5, just as you can see. Look at it. This was where the two moving average, the black and the purple, cut across the yellow moving average downward. So my entry was supposed to be here even on M5, but I missed it. Okay, that's why I entered at the second retest of the black moving average. I entered at the second retest of the black moving average, which is here. Okay, so, and I have not placed my stop loss because I missed the right entry, right? And as soon as I'm done recording now, I'm going to place my stop loss. Of course, the trade would have gone down, and since there is another retest again, okay, when I enter, in fact, you see, since I've been talking and the trade is still going down, because I know what I'm talking about. Even if I had wanted to scalp all this while that we've been talking, I would have scalped. Look at it, this is almost 1 2 3 4 5, getting to 25 candlesticks. So it's not a magic at all. It's not a magic at all. It is something we know that we're talking about. So that is the first way you can trade this particular strategy. I hope the point is clear. I hope the conditions are clear. Now, the second way you can trade this is for you to spot an obvious M shape. An obvious M shape, just as you can see now. Now, whenever you discover, the market actually makes M's and W's every now and then. So if you're able to spot an obvious M shape, okay, you will always discover that the two moving averages period 14 and 35 always cross at the second leg of the M. So as soon as there is a crossing, okay, on the second leg of the M, look at the M here, is very obvious. Look at M. Okay, as soon as you see a crossing of the two moving averages, you take your entry. Your entry would have been here. Your entry would have been maybe somewhere here, and you would have taken the trade down, right? Down, like down. That's the second way you can trade this powerful strategy. Okay, now there is a third way you can trade it, and that I'm going to be showing you on the condition for that is not here now, but let's check other pairs. Let's go on 1000. All right, the second way you can trade this is, the third way you can trade this is whenever you see that, remember that this is the zoom level we are using for this strategy. Whenever you see a star crossing between the three moving averages, look at it, star crossing. As soon as there is a star crossing, that is for scalping. You take 10 candlesticks. The star crossing has to be like this. There shouldn't be space. Look at it. Look at, there shouldn't be space. There must be a crossing forming a star. You take your 10 candlesticks. That is for scalping. But the other two methods, it's for long term, and I've given you when your exit is supposed to be. When your exit is supposed to be. Now, if we want to backtest on this now, you will see what I mean. This is boom 1000. This is boom 1000, right? This is boom 1000. If you want to backtest, you are going to see what I mean exactly, right? Now, okay, this was where the crossing took place. If we were to take our entry from what is it called, 5 minutes time frame, okay, now this would have been our entry. This would have been our entry, and then this place would have been our stop loss. So we would have taken this trade down to this point. Now, even when this would have been like 1 hour plus, now even when the market came to cut this place, okay, now our stop loss would have been here. Our stop loss wouldn't have been hit, right? So it's either we would have locked up our profit. Even that retesting on the yellow moving average, look at what later happened. The market later continued going down. Okay, all right, that's just on boom 1000. Okay, now we are still on this trade. Now, what happened to this support you are seeing now? Okay, what happened to the support? The support is still there. It's still there. It's still there. And even if I want to close this trade now, I'm already in huge profit. So the video is getting long already, but I think the conditions are clear. And you can as well use this to catch spikes. Just as you can see, you can trade with it in both ways. Okay, now look at the conditions met here. The crossing took place here, and then the market came to retest on the black and then continued. No matter how I retested this, it still continued. Okay, spiking. Okay, it's continued spiking. Okay, our exit would have been probably somewhere here. You see that the market went up and never came down to touch on the yellow moving average or gold moving average until this point. So this place would have been our take profit, would have exited. But even with the retest, it still continued until there is an obvious crossing down, right? So that's just it. Now let me quickly go to crash 1000 to see if we can do little back test before I say goodbye for today. This is exactly what is playing out here as well. Okay, remember this is 5 minutes time frame. Where did the two moving averages cross the yellow? Where did the two moving averages cross the yellow? Which point? Where was the point? Okay, from anywhere. Okay, from anywhere we are able to spot it. Now let's say we start from here. Yeah, take a look at this place. The two moving averages crossed here. Okay, and now where did they retest? It retested here. Now even if we had entered our trade here, our stop loss would have been below where the crossing took place. Even though it came down to retest, it would have still been on the trade, and then it went up far, right? Just as you can see. Okay, where would have been our exit when there is an obvious crossing of both price and the moving average, crossing the yellow moving average down? Okay, all these places I retested, the price, it was only price that crossed it. The moving averages period 12, 14 and 35 never crossed it. Okay, our exit would have been here. Our exit would have been here. That's almost like a day, or even getting to 2 days on the trade, right? Okay, so the same thing happened here. Look at it here. Look at the two crossed. So our entry would have been at the retest, maybe somewhere here, and then our stop loss would have been below where the crossing took place. And then even though price came to retest on the yellow moving average, but the two moving averages did not cross it. Okay, it still continued. And look at it, still going. Even till now you would have been on this trade, because the two moving averages period 14 and 35 never crossed the yellow moving average down. Until it crosses it down, that's when you are exiting. So let's, the video is getting long already. I don't mean it to get this long, but let's get back to the boom 500 and see what is playing out there. It's still going, guys. It's still going. So many thanks for watching this video, guys. If you are getting values from this video, I'd like you to hit that like button and then give it the thumbs up. Feel free to ask me any question. I'm always there to guide you. That's why CN Great Counsels is here, guys. This is a strategy that is so life-changing, and you can always make huge profit from this strategy, guys. So I'll be talking to you in my next video. Many thanks for watching. Feel free to contact me. Feel free to leave your decent comment in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.